Right now at 10, champions at last. The Badgers get a well-deserved welcome home after winning it all in Columbus last night. And we'll take you inside an ICU in Wisconsin, how the recent surge in COVID cases is pushing this staff to their limit. That's all coming up at 10.
Killing to Redkey. Oh! Final time. Legacy cemented. The Huskers are history, and Wisconsin has just won it all.
Never gets old seeing that one. That was the radio call last night in Columbus, Ohio, when the Wisconsin volleyball team claimed its first national title in program history. Tonight, the Badgers are celebrating right here in Madison. Tahalil Mohadin has more from the team's celebration inside the field house.
It was a well-deserved reception for the Wisconsin volleyball team, who, after 26 national appearances, made it home for the first time in history, champions.
I'd like you to join me now as we welcome your national champion, Wisconsin Badgers.
Hundreds of Badger fans on their feet.
I can't even tell you what that means to walk in here for all of us and see this. It doesn't surprise at all, but it's incredible.
Welcoming the Wisconsin volleyball team home after a long journey.
We had a lot of struggles early on, a lot of ups and downs, and this team has just shown so much growth and mental toughness and maturity.
A team of champions.
National Player of the Year and 5-time First Team All-American number 16, Dana Redkey.
Reliving a moment that hasn't quite sunk in.
I think I still have a little bit of shock. It's unreal. Like, I've envisioned the moment so many times in my head, but to actually go through it was amazing.
Taking the time to recognize the players that came before them.
Number of alums that we saw there in Columbus was insane.
They helped build this program, and so we don't want to forget that at all.
Soon adding a new banner, further cementing their spot in history.
It's going to stay there forever, so when I come back in, who knows, however many years, I can look up and be like, I remember that team, I was a part of that.
And ending a storybook season the Wisconsin way. On the UW campus, Dana Mohadin, News 3 Now.
The Badgers plan on raising their championship banner in the field house next season. And the Packers squashing any doubt if they're heading to the playoffs tonight. Aaron Rodgers almost passed Brett Favre in another key stat as the Packers held off the Ravens in Baltimore 31-30. Green Bay clinched the NFC North title with the win. We'll have plenty of highlights and hear from the MVP himself coming up in sports. But for now, let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Austin Kopninski, who's outside.
And it was a huge weekend in sports. Congratulations to all the teams that got the victories. Go Pack, go. A good game out there earlier today. But unfortunately, with how hot the action was, it's not warming us up too much outside. It's 29 degrees, so we are technically going to stay warmer than average for tonight. But look at the wind speeds from the south-southwest at about 13 miles per hour. Well, that makes it feel like it's about 10 degrees colder outside. So our current temperatures are in the upper 20s and low 30s, but it more so feels like it's in the upper teens and low 20s outside, thanks to that pretty decent breeze. And a hefty wind speed right now of about 20 miles per hour in Monroe. Most of us are going to stay between around 8 and 15 miles per hour here for tonight. So it is going to be quite breezy out there, but not going to knock you off your feet. And then the Doppler track also showing a few flurries up north in the Northwoods, but nothing down south. We are looking to stay dry for the beginning of this 7-day forecast. But what about around Christmas time? Staying dry tonight, but do we have any snow chances before Christmas? I'll have an update later on.
Thanks so much, Austin. If you're traveling this week for the holidays, make sure you have our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has road conditions and the latest radar. It's free and available in the App Store. A hospital bed crisis in Wisconsin is also a staffing crisis. The Wisconsin Hospital Association says the rates of medical staff leaving the profession began after last year's fall surge. And as we face our next surge, those departures are taking their toll. Naomi Coles reports.
Just a few blocks away from the hospital, downtown Monroe bustles on. There we meet Dan Wegmiller.
Fourth generation, born and raised here in Monroe.
He got off easy in a trip to Monroe Hospital's ER for stitches a couple months back when he hurt himself doing farm work.
And yeah, I sat in the waiting room for 45 minutes to an hour because the rooms were busy, the rooms were tied up. They were at capacity from what I understood.
The COVID-19 hospitalization surge in South Central Wisconsin has spiked to its highest levels in 2021, and SSM Health's rural Monroe Hospital has been strained to a breaking point for the last couple months, calling off non-urgent surgeries at the end of November.
We really didn't have any open beds to be able to put people who are having elective surgeries into those beds.
We have 2 patients down here who need beds upstairs. They are not COVID. Okay. But we just, because of the number of COVID patients upstairs, we don't have beds available.
Every ICU bed is full. On Wednesday, all of them were COVID patients. In one 19-bed inpatient wing dedicated to COVID, only one room was briefly open. But juggling the bed shortage with other hospitals too full to take more, that's just part of why hospitals are overwhelmed. The other issue, there's not enough staff.
Our census right now in our medical surgical area is about 50% higher than we're staffed to manage, yet there are no more staff. Our ICU is 2 to 3 times higher than where we're staffed to, and there's no more staff. So we have to keep figuring out every day, how do we do it differently?
That was the other driving factor in cutting off non-urgent surgeries.
We needed to shift those nurses from the OR into direct inpatient care.
Wisconsin has long had shortages of people going into some medical fields. Here and nationwide, the pandemic has made that much worse.
We're also very short-staffed right now, so staff are being asked to pick up quite a bit of extra.
Nurses are losing their colleagues as the pandemic and its 20 months of stress drag on. Sometimes quitting the business entirely, other times, commonly right now, to other similar fields paying a lot more, particularly nurse traveling agencies.
Some of the travel agencies are offering dollars that we just can't match.
We've lost a handful of people, honestly. I mean, I think people are getting burnt out and they're looking for less stressful work. It's hard to see people go, especially, you know, when you develop relationships with them and friendships.
When one person leaves at a hospital this size, that gap might stay open a lot longer than in a larger city, hospital president Jane Curran-Malley says.
We're in a small community, so if a staff member leaves, there's just not someone ready in the community to potentially pick it up.
And while many of their patients understand the strain,
a lot of people are very grateful that we're here.
It doesn't help when some simply don't.
But there are those patients who have been so incredibly rude, disrespectful, things you would not expect to see.
That's a turn from early on in the pandemic when healthcare workers were the heroes.
We also have people who really are suspicious, don't feel like the medical profession is, upright.
I ask everyone the same question. What would you say to the public?
Trust your doctor. Don't take things from the internet. Don't take things from people who are not trusted sources.
It is masking. It is getting the vaccine, and it is social distancing.
This is 100% real. This is not fake. These numbers are not fake.
And when I left, I asked Dan to send them a message.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sticking with it. Thanks for being on the front line.
In Monroe for News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
Part 1 of Naomi's story aired earlier tonight for the national audience on CBS Evening News. You can find all of our exclusive coverage inside the COVID ICU on our website, channel3000.com. DHS hasn't updated its numbers since Friday, but COVID cases in Wisconsin are trending up. Over the past week, there have been more than 3,500 new infections each day. That's the highest it's been since last December. Nearly 58% of the people in our state are fully vaccinated. Meanwhile, there are concerns we could be in for another surge of new cases. The Omicron variant is now in at least 45 states, Puerto Rico, and Washington, D.C. While Omicron may spread more easily than other COVID variants, health experts say there is no indication it causes more severe illness. The pandemic seems to be worsening out east. Democratic Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker are both saying tonight they tested positive for COVID, and the New York State says that more than 22,000 people tested positive for the virus over the past day. That's the 3rd day in a row with a new daily case record. In sports, the NHL isn't making plans to shut everything down, but it is postponing a handful of games until Christmas, and any game with cross-border travel between the U.S. and Canada is being suspended. Earlier this week, the Montreal Canadiens played a game in front of no fans. The league has already postponed 27 games due to COVID outbreaks. And some big news tonight out of the nation's capital. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin says he will not support President Biden's social spending plan. Manchin's announcement this morning reportedly blindsided the White House.
I cannot vote to continue with this piece of legislation. I just can't. I've tried everything humanly possible. I can't get there.
You're done. This is a no.
This is a no on this legislation. I have tried everything I know to do.
Manchin has been a key holdout for this legislation. He says he was concerned about some of the provisions in the bill expanding the social safety net. He also said he planned worsening soaring inflation numbers in the U.S. is also a part of the reason why he's saying no. The White House responded to Manchin's comments this afternoon in a statement saying his decision is at odds with discussions they had this week with the president and the White House staff. Former Republican Senator Johnny Isakson has died. Isakson represented Georgia in the U.S. Senate for 2 full terms, but resigned during his third term in 2019. Georgia's governor says his health was declining due to Parkinson's disease. Isakson was known as a bipartisan dealmaker on Capitol Hill. He died just days ahead of his 77th birthday. In more local news tonight, one man is in custody after reports of shots fired near downtown Madison. This happened on West Gilman Street at about 2 o'clock. Officers say a man fired 3 shots and then he ran off. He was later arrested on suspicion of several charges, including recklessly endangering safety. We're expecting all 3 people charged in the death of Anissa Scott to appear in court tomorrow. Online court records show Andre Brown, Jerry Ward, and Perion Carrion all have pretrial conferences. 11-year-old Anissa Scott was shot and then later died in August of last year. Ward's trial has already been set for May of next year as well. And in Minnesota, police are trying to figure out how 7 people, including 3 children and 4 adults, died inside of a home. This happened in western Minnesota, just outside of Fargo. Officers say family returned from home last night and they found these bodies. There's no updates tonight on any suspects, arrests, or charges. And a popular rapper was stabbed to death late last night at a Los Angeles music festival. 28-year-old Draco the Ruler was allegedly stabbed backstage during a fight. Dozens of artists were scheduled to perform, including people like Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent. Police say that no one has been arrested just yet. Next at 10, Tiger Woods says he's accomplished both of his goals this weekend at the PNC Championship. He had fun with his son Charlie, and he made a successful return to competitive golf without making a bogey.
To push as hard as we have the last 7 months with taking no days off and just working our butts off each and every day, and to have this opportunity to be able to play with my son and to have these memories, you know, for us, both of us, for a lifetime, it's worth all the pain.
The 2-day event in Orlando was Woods' first time competing since he was hurt 10 months ago in a terrible car crash. Tiger and Charlie finished the weekend in 2nd place at 15 under. Still ahead at 10, essential workers are feeling the crunch ahead of Christmas, and UW-Madison celebrates its newest class of graduates. We'll take a look inside the Kohl Center today after the break.
Safe, fun. I wanted it all when we needed daytime care for Mom. Oh, Grace's new adult day center is so nice. Now she goes twice a week while I'm at work and loves it.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Here comes Happy Ruben. She wants to wish everyone happy holidays. Happy loves to visit Ruben's furniture. She likes to snuggle into a warm, cozy sofa. Winter is coming and she wants to just lay around. A sectional lets Happy stretch out and take a nap with her owner. Her favorite piece of furniture is a soft leather recliner. Happy loves to watch TV in her favorite chair. A bed is a perfect place to sleep after a long day at the dog park. Have a happy and healthy holiday from everyone at Rubens Furniture.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you. Welcome to Delicious.
This year, don't just get ready, get holiday ready. And the only place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Get the Ford SUV that's perfect for your family's holiday traditions. Ford Explorer, Escape, or Bronco Sport with our best offers of the season. Inventory is arriving daily, so see your Ford dealer today and get holiday ready. Now get a Ford Explorer with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Robocalls aren't just annoying. These crooks want your money and your identity.
We'll tell you about the new laws to stop the calls and what you can do for extra protection.
And we're looking for changes towards the holiday weekend. Chris Reese will have your forecast Monday morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
It sure is a special day to be a Badger. Not only was the national champion volleyball team celebrated, but so was the graduating class of 2021. More than 1,800 Badgers became alums at today's winter commencement ceremony at the Kohl Center. The keynote speaker was UW alum and CNN's chief congressional correspondent, Manu Raju. Today's ceremony was the first time in 2 years that family and friends were able to attend graduation in person. Next at 10, heading into the holiday week, many of us are getting ready for some time off. But for essential workers, that week ahead is actually busier than normal. Christina Laurie spoke with a family of bakers working 12 hours a day ahead of Christmas.
For more than 65 years, Clausen's has been synonymous with Christmas for thousands of families.
People want to have fresh baked goods. They want to have fresh quiche and fresh rolls, chocolates.
Including the Clausen's themselves. During a time of year when many businesses are winding down, this family and its 49 employees are working 12-hour days, filling 2,000 orders before Christmas.
The German Dresdner Stollen, that's a recipe my dad brought over from Germany when he immigrated.
Many of Clausen's 200 unique products are secret recipes.
Always staying in the family. And this is the third generation.
Passed down from Ralph to Michelle to Tony, who's celebrating his first Christmas as a full-time employee.
We're going to come up on 70 years, probably 100 eventually, and proud to do it.
While Tony's still learning this December, he's preparing to take charge next as his mom and grandpa turn over the keys, recipes,
the gingerbread, and then the gingerbread houses are special as well.
Wisdom and work ethic.
Bread's mostly without sugar. You don't put sugar in most of our breads, you know. It just depends on how much butter you put on it.
Proving you're never too old to roll up your sleeves and help your family.
It's also important to remember the holidays aren't necessarily happy for everyone. Many families are coming off the hardest year of their life. So if you are in a position and are able to help, our partners at Madison Magazine have put together a list of 14 ways you can do so. You can find that up on our website, channel3000.com. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
There are many local nonprofits you can give to this week, including the Middleton Outreach Ministry, the Salvation Army of Dane County, the Helping Hands Outreach Ministry, and the Dane County Catholic Charities. We have all that information on all of those websites on our website, channel3000.com. Well, the movie theaters needed a hero. And Spider-Man came just in time. Spider-Man No Way Home brought in $253 million this weekend at the box office. That's the third highest opening weekend in box office history and the highest ever for the month of December. And it's also the biggest mark in grossing opening days of any movie during the pandemic as well. And Austin, I know you were a fan of Superman, or I apologize, Spider-Man. How could I mix those up? Did you go see it?
I saw it. You know I did, and I would highly recommend it for everyone at home. No spoilers, but it lives up to the hype. And outside, I do think this week's going to live up to the hype for a lot of people, especially people that like the more mild conditions. But if you are a cold weather fan and you really want some snow, these snow chances for Christmas, unfortunately, are dropping. We're really going to stay mainly dry all the way up until Christmas. Now, our current Doppler track, it does show a few flurries in the state, but it's in the northern half of the state. We're staying dry down south here with partly cloudy skies overhead and a pretty decent southerly breeze. It's actually going to keep our temperatures a little elevated in the overnight hours, but with really nothing happening out west, we are looking to stay dry for quite some time. Taking a peek at our future track, this is going to show Tuesday. Now, some snow is expected up in the Northwoods. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches up around Rhinelander, but down here, we're not going to see much. We're actually going to stay dry here throughout Tuesday. Moving to Wednesday, I do think we have a chance to see a few flurries. But that's about it. That's going to be Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. A few flurries are going to be a possibility, but we're not really looking at accumulation on that night. And then, unfortunately, with very warm temperatures, especially with where we should be, we're going to see some rain possibly here on Christmas Eve. That hurts me to say out loud, but we do have rain chances in the forecast now for Christmas Eve. Our future track is showing a lot of snow, but unfortunately, all of that is staying well to our north. So we are not going to see that snowfall. We're going to stay dry throughout much of this next week. And in terms of the chances of seeing a white Christmas, this also hurts me to show up on the screen here. Only about a 10% chance to actually see a white Christmas here in southern Wisconsin. So really not the greatest chances. But after Christmas, we're still tracking a few more systems that may bring a little bit of some accumulation. It may be a few days late, but we do have a snow chance actually in the forecast that we're watching out for, especially near the end of the forecast. So next few days, staying dry with quite a bit of some sunshine as well. Temperatures pretty close to average, but warmer than average here for tomorrow and Tuesday. Thursday, we see that spike in temperatures again, and that's going to bring that chance of rain there for Christmas Eve. But near the end of the forecast, still looking at a chance to see some rain and snow showers Monday night and Tuesday. So a lot of time before that ends up moving through, but we're due for some snow, Brad. We really need some.
We really are. And also, we got some big wins today. I just wanted to say congratulations at this time for your Steelers win. And then we also help you out a little bit tonight, right, with the Packers?
I'm loving it. Thank you to the Green Bay Packers. There's a reason I'm wearing green here for tonight. And I watched the entire game, both games actually, and I loved every minute of it.
A big Pittsburgh shout out. Coming up next, the Packers are division champs once again, and we're going to show you how Green Bay got it done in Baltimore next in sports.
Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
E-bike's great for your health.
Great fun.
Great gifts.
E-bike's just $780. Free storage till April.
Or gift certificates half price. Example, $700 gift certificate, you pay just $350.
At Crazy Lenny's E-Bikes.
How do you use your energy? Celebrating the people you love? Mixing up smiles? Making each day brighter than the last? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Or find your Red Tag and you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on all Silverado Crew Cab pickups. That's on top of most other offers. New models are arriving weekly. Secure yours today. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Bye, Mom. Sometimes you just gotta do what's in your heart to put some joy
point out there. When the world needs a little bit of love, give it love. It's about caring for others and for those who care for others, because everyone should know, no matter who they are, just how much they matter. Be happy, be healthy, be kind. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
We're here at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, where we're highlighting some unique playing styles.
Yeah, Jerry. Take Marge and Carol here. They're sure having fun. And notice what appears to be a lucky troll dial on this machine.
Oh, and look, that's the famous bingo card tap. That one always brings good luck.
And check out the form on this pull. That's gotta be a lucky bracelet.
Looks like you got your own lucky bracelet.
What bracelet?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
If a nurse is what you want to be, let Herzing University make it possible in lots of different ways. Whether you're planning to become a nurse for the first time or take your nursing career to the next level, Herzing offers learning options and a choice of nursing pathways, all with personal care and support. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Be exactly the nurse you want to be.
I'm possible at Herzing. I'm possible at Herzing.
I'm possible at Herzing.
I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
E-bikes, great for your health.
Great fun.
Great gifts.
E-bikes just $780. Free storage till April.
Or gift certificates half price. Example, $700 gift certificate, you pay just $350.
At Crazy Lenny's E-bikes.
The Packers and Ravens met in Baltimore tonight for a pivotal matchup with plenty on the line for both teams as we inch closer to the postseason. We're going to skip ahead to late in the second quarter. And, of course, it's the reigning MVP, Aaron Rodgers, connecting with his guy, Davante Adams, to tie this ball game up at 14. Then in the second half, you're going to see the Ravens are going to go in. It's going to be Tyler Huntley himself scrambling in for the score to make it 31-30. They go for two on this one, but it's incomplete. Oh, my goodness, for the second time in just, I think, 4 ball games, the Ravens try to go for 2 at the end of the ball game, but they come up short. The Packers hold on to win this one against the banged-up Ravens by the final score of 31-30 and clinch the NFC North title. Aaron Rodgers throws for 3 touchdowns tonight. He's now tied with Brett Favre for the most in franchise history.
I feel like we responded really well on offense at various times tonight, so just really proud of them. I think in moments like this, it's important to as much as you win with class, you have to savor these a little bit. These are special.
It feels good. That's where it starts at. Starts with the North, and now we, like you said, got a bigger fish to fry. Got to continue to put in that work, take it one game at a time, and we'll get there.
All right, this next story is for News 3 alum Adam Duxter, because how about them Lions? Detroit entered today 1-11-1 against Arizona, who was 10-3. But throw out the records. Jared Goff gets things going, finds open a wide-open receiver. Oh, it's Equanimous St. Brown's brother. That makes it 10-0, and the Lions would go on to win this one 30-12 and pick up their second win of the season. The Cardinals' loss gives the Packers sole possession of first place in the NFC. Stay right with us. Austin's going to be checking your first warn forecast right after this break.
Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers. Right now, we'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died. But through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
This year, don't just get ready, get holiday ready. And the only place to start is at your local Ford dealer. Get the Ford SUV that's perfect for your family's holiday traditions. Ford Explorer, Escape, or Bronco Sport with our best offers of the season. Inventory is arriving daily, so see your Ford dealer today and get holiday ready. Now get a Ford Edge with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,500 bonus cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
You know what I'm going to miss most about space?
What's that?
How easy it is to keep up my saving habit. There's nothing to buy up here.
We're making it easier to save on Earth, too. When you open a savings builder account at BMO Harris, you can get a cash reward for every month you save.
Anything to help launch my savings?
Sure. When you open a checking account, we'll give you $200 to kickstart your savings progress.
$200 and a monthly savings reward.
It's a way to save that won't weigh you down. It's a little space humor.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
If a nurse is what you want to be, let Herzing University make it possible in lots of different ways. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Be exactly the nurse you want to be.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Call or click today.
Two sisters in Chicago are doing something awesome this weekend, helping out those affected by last week's deadly tornadoes. The sisters are originally from Mayfield, Kentucky. That's one of the towns hardest hit by the tornadoes. So they reached out to others in their Chicago community and asked for them to donate. They ended up sending 2 semi-trucks down to Kentucky filled with all of their donations. And here at News 3 Now, we're partnering this weekend with the American Red Cross for a virtual telethon. All of the money raised benefits those affected by last week's tornadoes across the Midwest. So far, we've raised nearly $75,000. You can find a link to donate on our website, channel3000.com. That's a really cool event. I know Chris Reese, who's your colleague as a meteorologist, that's really awesome what they did this week.
Yeah, and I got to work on Friday whenever he was here in every show and actually going through and having interviews with Red Cross workers live, and it really was just awesome to see. Unfortunately, down in Kentucky, they are still rebuilding, so I do wish them the best, but thankfully, they are getting some help down there, so hopefully those semi-trucks really do go, I'm sure, to a very good location as they are right now.
And our weather is settling here, right? I mean, we're pretty calm.
We are pretty calm tonight. That low of 26 degrees, staying dry, and we're likely, unfortunately, not going to see a white Christmas this time around.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Good night, everyone.